Welcome to the second NUS Education Information podcast. This podcast is looking at the recent funding allocation for higher education for the next academic year 2009-10. HEFCE, the Higher Education Funding Council in England, funds 130 higher education institutions and universities and 124 further education colleges in England. Next year, HEFCE will allocate £7.99 billion worth of public funds for both teaching and research, and this is a 4% increase compared to the current academic year. Looking at that, almost £8 billion, 4.78 billion is allocated for teaching, which is a 2% increase, but in real terms that means that we're maintaining the unit of funding. In terms of research, research gets £1.57 billion worth of funding from HEFCE through the quality research, the QR funding, and this is obviously in addition to the funding that institutions can bid for through the research councils. And the funding that they get from HEFCE is going to be largely based on the recent research assessment exercise that went into universities and established research profiles for the different departments that they have within their institutions, so that we can get a clear picture of the quality of research that happens within universities. And this £1.57 billion worth is a 7.7% increase on funding this year. As with any funding allocation, there are some winners and there are some losers. Some of the big losers that there are this time is particularly Thames Valley University, which will have an 11.7% decrease in terms of its overall funding allocation. The Institute of Education will have a 2.1% decrease, and Goldsmiths a 1.5% decrease. But as I say, there are some winners as well. Particularly the London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine gets an increase of almost a third of its funding, 33.3%. But also other institutions, Loughborough gets a 13.1% increase, and Nottingham gets a 9.6% increase. So that gives you a brief overview in terms of the funding allocations for higher education institutions in England. For more information, look at the officeronline/education and see the education information that will accompany this podcast. Thank you very much. Happy watching.